Hello, welcome to Business Reporter's Industrial Innovations Campaign. I'm Ashley Blake. In the age of sophisticated sensors, powerful software and fast digital networks, businesses have almost limitless possibilities to communicate with each other. Real-time data on equipment, performance, production schedules and transportation of materials can greatly enhance the efficiency and resilience of an entire supply chain. So, what's the fastest and most effective ways of sharing data with your business partners? And how can you make sure that it will be worth the extra investment? This is what we're going to discuss today with Penny Gunterman, VP Operations Portfolio of AVEVA. So, we know that the modern economy is connected, but is it connected enough?
The modern economy is highly interdependent, but not necessarily connected enough. You and I, as end consumers, we see the end products of a massive industrial economy ahead of us. We see a pack of chocolate, some medicine, we see a trip to refuel our car. All of these things are running through plants that were designed, but then are now being operated by someone else, that are being maintained by yet perhaps another group. And so despite the fact that all of these companies and businesses, these functions, all overlay and all interconnect, they don't necessarily have a good way to be able to share the information that is relevant to each other and that would ultimately help them be able to collaborate and deliver better results.
I see, so they're not talking to each other. What's the reason for that? Is it a lack of technology or is it a lack of willingness?
It really comes down to, first and foremost, a mentality. So there is this information that could be shared and be mutually beneficial. However, today, most of those different groups operate in a silo. We've normalized working in a silo. You really don't even consider the fact that there could be information that you could be sharing laterally that will help you optimize. Once you get past that siloed thinking, though, and you start to be able to look across the entire value chain, the natural second place that people stumble tends to be a fear. It's a fear of security. Now that's a technology challenge that has largely been addressed at this point.
Can you give us a few examples of, good examples, if you like, of data sharing?
Absolutely. So there is a large breakfast and snack company that you've probably heard of that started off looking at what they could be doing around their energy usage. So they looked at data that they had on hand. They took a very strategic approach to say, what are we consuming? Where are the major losses happening? And so they started off baselining the information that was coming in and the different sources. Through that collaboration, they realized that one of their HVAC systems was bringing in air, heating it up to prevent freezing in one of their equipment coils, only to cool it right back down to discharge it. What if we change that? And we change some of the set points of our equipment so that we're being smarter with how we operate. That alone led to several hundreds of thousands of dollars in savings just that first year. Now, from there, they built trust in the information. They started to break down the silos within their organization. A couple years later, they ran into a situation where there was a truck filled with chocolate that was just idling in their parking lot, sitting unable to unload because they didn't have the capacity. That led them to realize that they should be sharing information with their distributors and suppliers so that those deliveries were happening right in time, so that you don't pay for overtime, that you're not spending excess fuel with these idling trucks. And through that, they began to share across their suppliers and distributors to make sure that they were operating more efficiently.
So if I'm the CEO and I want to reap these benefits that you talk of, how do I get started?
Number one, start small, start internal. So if, for example, as a CEO, your company has a separate energy sustainability group separate from your operations, Get them in the same room, get them talking, because chances are, like that breakfast manufacturing company, there are massive savings to be had. That breakfast manufacturing company, in 1 year alone, by bringing together those groups, they saved $3 million in energy costs. They got nearly another $2 million in energy rebates. So step one, bring those two groups together. Step two, you look up and down your chain. You look at your trusted vendors to see what is in the information that is of mutual benefit.
You make it sound so simple. It's just a matter of people talking to each other. How does AVEVA help, though?
AVEVA provides industrial software that meets you at multiple points along that journey. So, yes, there's people, and what is the software that is going to connect them? What is that digital thread that allows you to collaborate? We provide software that allows you to design and collaborate, let's say, in designing the plant of the future. From there, you've designed it. How are you going to operate it? How are you going to control the plant? AVEVA provides software that allows you to ramp up or down production, that allows you to see in real time what is happening at every point in your operations. And then we also provide the software that allows you to take it to the next level, to use AI-infused software that starts to let you predict when could a failure potentially happen. We also make it easy to provide subsets of data to your trusted vendors and partners through data sharing so that you can share just what's right to a select group of people to help you collaborate on meeting those business objectives.
We've established that data sharing is good for business, but what's in it for society?
That same breakfast manufacturer who was getting energy rebates that was able to decrease idling time of their distributors and supply chain, were saving $3 million in energy costs. They were unlocking $2 million in energy rebates. But along the way, they were also reducing scrap by 70%. That is more food being produced with less energy, being able to feed more people while operating more sustainably. So at the end of the day, all of this, yes, it's absolutely good for profit, but it's also good for people and it's also good for the planet.
Penny Gunterman at AVEVA.